I bought this one for my Bumblebee from Turbine Media in Germany. This is a 3D Blu-ray. I bought it for my oldest kid. We haven't watched it yet, but I have seen like a different version that was just floating around somewhere, let's say. I didn't watch it in its entirety, but this should be a lot better resolution, bit rate, and all that stuff. But we'll probably watch this soon. And then, of course, the Polar Express, his favorite film, and of course it's in 3D. And my middle son wanted Rise of the Beasts, and we watched it in 2D originally, and we got about halfway through this one the other day, and he fell asleep. So we got to finish this sometime. The rest of these is like Shazam, Fury of the Gods, which is 2D. Black Adam we haven't seen yet, so we'll probably watch that soon. And the newest Garfield movie, which is not in 3D. So what you are looking at is just a pull-down cheap projector screen, 16:9 widescreen, not Cinescope or CinemaScope. And 3D is in the topic, but not really in the Hollywood and entertainment genre, I guess. But it can sort of go there. Edutainment, entertainment, historical dramas, historical fiction, and, just stuff that can be educational. So this is just my 92-inch pull-down screen for my 3D projection system. And here it is, my Optima HD25E, I believe. I think it has a different model number being from Canada, but that's basically what it is. True 1080p 3D projection. So we have started homeschooling our oldest son using what he was already learning, how they were teaching him in his old school, plus using Khan Academy, plus using, prepare for, whatever grade books, plus homeschool books and stuff that we were able to acquire from a variety of places. So we got a pretty good idea of where he was at, how he was learning, and stuff like that. But we decided to add another element to his learning, and it's not just 3D nature stuff. We are doing streaming, we are doing Blu-rays, probably DVDs and everything, probably even like YouTube or whatever we can use as resources to, for science and for historical, learning experiences, including space and NASA, eventually. And occasionally we might even get something that's, into the biblical story department. And there isn't a lot of biblical stuff in 3D, as far as you got Lion of Judah. I think there's a Genesis Paradise Lost documentary. There are some Hollywood films like Noah and of course Exodus of Gods and Kings. But you have war documentaries, you have like Hollywood war stories, like Stalingrad or 1920 Battle for Warsaw. You even have like maybe supposedly based on a true story, Born a Devil, and there was two other movies I think made based on the story about the railroad in Africa, where these two lions stalked and killed, several like Indian workers. And a lot of deep sea documentaries, and Under the Sea has one of the best pop outs, from a potato codfish that like starts slowly inching toward the screen and coming out of it, depending on your depth perception, I guess. But you got stuff like the Titanic here. You got a variety of dinosaur stuff, lemurs of Madagascar. I got a cold, so I'm kind of not really pronouncing things correctly here. got like the wild Mustang, and this is one of my two favorite nature documentaries, Enchanted Kingdom. IMAX Hubble telescope. Yeah, not very cool, but it's okay. You know, another Hollywood Pompeii, you know, somewhat based on, you know, the volcanic eruption. And another one of my favorite documentaries, Born to Be Wild, you know, within the orangutan and elephant sanctuaries. These are great. Those orangutans just swing, you know, into and out of frame or whatever in three dimensions. So it's very cool. I thought Tiny Johns was really well made as well. So yeah, we're gonna try to make learning just a little bit more fun, make it a little bit more of an engaging experience, you know, where you sort of feel like you're in some of these documentaries and Hollywood movies, and hopefully make it a little bit easier for somebody that gets bored out of normal schoolwork, you know, with normal schoolwork, and make it fun and entertaining. So these are the two that my son really wants to see. World War II in 3D, even though it's, you know, kind of boring. It doesn't have much video. It has like pictures and stuff. And Flight of the Butterflies, he's kind of obsessed right now with learning about monarch butterflies, so that might be a good first, although he'll probably choose that one first. And he might say, I'm bored, I don't want to watch the rest, but we'll see. We might end up having to watch this one if he doesn't like that one. And, you know, although I have I'm getting close to that 500 mark on 3D Blu-rays in my collection. These kind of documentaries, historical dramas, historical fiction, were less than 30, but there still are quite a few that I can get, including a couple space ones, 2, 3, 4 more space ones. He's not really super interested in space right now, and there's some like Saudi Arabia, Israel, the Grand Canyon, and there's quite a few, I guess, from UK, David Attenborough, narrated ones that we don't have. I don't think I have any of his yet, so we can still add a little bit to the collection as time goes on. If this works, if it piques his interest and makes him want to learn more. But I don't know of anybody that's ever used 3D Blu-rays as a part of their, you know, teaching like elementary school students anything. So maybe I'll do an update later and tell you guys how it goes. This also allows me to revisit a lot of them that I've already seen as well. I've seen pretty much all of these, so I can kind of keep my own interests in 3D Blu-rays, you know, as well. And there are still a few 3D Blu-rays being released now from Turbine Media, from 3D Film Archive using Kino Lorber and a few Vinegar Syndrome, and maybe a few other distributors. And yeah, I'm looking forward to more. There's some being released in Japan, which are really expensive, so I've kind of had to been selective on what I actually purchase over there, because they're close to $100 a piece for their releases. Well, maybe if you guys are homeschooling and you got a 3D system and didn't think about, you know, giving your kids an education in science, space, nature, you know, history, hopefully I've at least brought up an idea to do something like this, you know, that's going to be fun for everybody. So like I said, I'll probably update you guys later and let you know how it went. Take care.